What's going on, guys? Back at you guys with another little presentation. This ain't. I'm not gonna take too much of your guys' time. Um, I want to just talk about this incident. This go to show you that as a man, people gonna always take the side of a woman. You know, you could be right. You could be right, but they gonna always take the side of a woman, man. You know, they're gonna always take the side of a woman. But in this presentation, guys, I'm gonna talk to you guys real quick about this thing. This incident with Bow Wow from 2019. I'm sure you guys remember the surveillance video incident with him and his girlfriend arguing on that elevator. This the story right here, guys. It goes to say the video taken from their apartment complex shows Bow Wow and Kayomi Leslie Holden taking an elevator up to their unit after a night of partying. The rapper looks pissed at Kayomi Leslie because he ripped something from her hand and appears to berate her. And it goes to say the video shows rising tension between Bow Wow and Kayomi Leslie leading up to their knockdown, drag-out brawl over the weekend in Atlanta, which led to both of them getting arrested for battery. Now, you guys, if I could do any career, I'd be a news reporter. Seems like an easy career too. And then it goes on to say, in this presentation, it goes on to say, Kayomi Leslie told cops Bow Wow flew into a jealous rage because she was talking to another man at a party. Bow Wow backed her story up and said she called him a BAN. You know what that's abbreviated for. As we reported after the brawl, Kayomi Leslie called 911, claiming Bow Wow hit her several times, took her phone, and refused to let her out of a bedroom. We also obtained photos of the injuries Bow Wow says he sustained at the hands of Kayomi Leslie. And they show deep scratches on his face and bite marks on his body. Now, this is a crazy incident, guys. You guys take a look at the mugshots. Let me know what you think. I'm not going to take too much of your time. This is an incident from 2019. Stories like this just go to show you that as a man, nobody is on your side as a man. You know, people going to always take the side of the woman. You know, you could be right. You could be doing nothing wrong as a man, but this, stories like this just go to show you that, people gonna always take the side of the woman. You know, as a man, you always gonna be seen as the villain, and stories like this just prove it. I mean, stories like this just prove it. I mean, by the mugshots, I don't believe Bow Wow put hands on this girl. What do you guys think? I mean, he could have put hands on this girl, but I don't think Bow Wow put his hands on this girl. I really don't think he did that, because from what I can see in the mugshots, it looks like, from what I see in the mugshots, he's the only one messed up. He's the only one that's bust up. The girl looked fine. So this just go to show you how, as a man, if you get into an altercation with a woman, they gonna always take sides with the woman. They gonna always take sides with the woman. They'll never take sides with you as a man, And like I stated, you could be right, but people gonna always believe a woman's word over a man's. It's unfortunate that this had to take place. Couples fight every day, and the fact that this woman was with Bow Wow in a relationship, but at a club talking to another man, at the club talking to another man, this just goes to show you that women do not love men unconditionally. Bow Wow is rich, famous, been a ladies' man his whole life. This guy been a ladies' man his whole life. But look what this woman did. And it's just go to stories like this just go to show you even more that women are not loyal people. They're not loyal, and they don't love unconditionally. You guys leave your comments. Let me know what you think about this story. It just go to show you, this woman was with Bow Wow, rich and famous, but at a party talking to another guy. Stories like this just really show you that you could be rich, you could be famous, you could be a pretty boy like Bow Wow, and a female will still talk to another man. Stories like this just give confirmation, guys. And it lets you know that as an average man, an average everyday dude, you don't stand a chance. If a dude like Bow Wow, who's rich and famous, a pretty boy, can get cheated on, what do you think will happen to common guys like us? Dudes who are involuntarily celibate, dudes who never been chosen. I mean, I know this story happened back in 2019, but this just go to show you that as a man, if you're insecure, if you got low self-esteem, if you don't have confidence, as a man, you're gonna always be the villain. Nobody's gonna never feel sorry for you. Nobody's never gonna care to hear your side of the story. As a man, unfortunately, as a man, you're gonna always be the victim. You're gonna always be the victim, and you're gonna always be the antagonist, and you're gonna always be the person that everybody blames for everything. It's always the man's fault. It's never the woman's fault. I don't believe Bow Wow hit this woman. I understand some men do put their hands on women. Incidents happen. But I don't believe Bow Wow hit this girl. I don't. I do not believe that Bow Wow hit this girl. I believe she's lying. She's lying on him. And it's just go to show you that you could be in the right as a man. You don't even have to do nothing to a woman. You don't even got to put your hands on a woman. If you get into an altercation with a woman, they lock both of you up. If it was the other way around, let's say if the woman was busted up, but not Bow Wow, they would have just locked Bow Wow up. If the woman was busted up and Bow Wow was not busted up, they would have just took him to jail. But the woman was not busted up at all, but Bow Wow, you can clearly see by the mugshots that he's all busted up. They took both of them to jail. This just go to show you that as a man, you always gonna be the villain, guys. And you can't win for losing. And stories like this just prove that as a man, you're gonna always be the villain. And stories like this even prove furthermore that women do not love men unconditionally, guys. Forget what you heard. When you got a dude who's rich, famous, a pretty boy, a woman still bold enough to talk to another man at a party, this just goes to show you, stories like this just go to show you that women do not love unconditionally. And it goes to show how shallow they really are. That's why I'm totally convinced that real love does not exist. And it doesn't exist. Stories like this prove real love don't exist. You guys leave your comments. Let me know what you think about this incident. As a man, you're going to always be the villain. You're going to always be the villain, even if you're the victim. But you guys have a good one. Happy Friday. Talk to you soon.